Hello, this is Robz again. This is the second part of my video here. We're going to be looking at the Elyos and the Asmodean starting areas. There's been a lot of concern from people who've played just the the very beginning of this game that the areas look similar. They look like they're carbon copies of each other. There's not going to be any replay value from one side to the other. You can judge for yourself here. I've got a couple of side-by-sides. This is the Elyos starting area, running up from the starting area into the first town that you come to, and then through the town out the other side, and then there is a lake there, which is the same thing that you're going to see in just a minute when we do the Asmodean side. I don't believe that the game developers did this as any kind of laziness, just because of the sheer amount of work that went into all the other parts of the game. I really think it was more of a design choice. And just as a little caveat, the only areas that follow a similar path like this are the opening 1 to 10 area. On both sides are very similar, even have the same types of quests and quest rewards. And then the 10 to 20 area, which is really still kind of more of an introductory and tutorial zone, even though it takes the form of kind of getting you started. You're still learning your abilities and stuff, and both of those areas are also very similar on the Asmodean and the Elyos sides. As far as affecting replay value, yes, I would definitely agree that the replay value in WoW, when you started a new tune, you could choose to try out the alliance, and even from then you have your choice of 4 different starting areas now, and it does add a little bit of variety, and I think that really it was more of a design choice. On NCSoft's side. Granted, there are only 2 races, but they could have, for instance, there could have been a different starting area for each of the classes, with 4 different starting areas per side. And even if you made those 4 sides different, at least people would have something different to explore and to do when they started one of each class, which most of us do. So, I mean, it is what it is. I think there's a lot to be said. I do agree that the areas look very similar and follow the same kind of a line of design. But, you can make of it what you will. And well, here we go. Here's the Asmodeans running up to their lake. Alright, the next 2 scenes I have here are the first major city that you come across. This is where you start in the level 10 to level 20 zone. And again, you've got this your major city there. You've got a little bit of a lake that surrounds the major city. You've got some of those big dinosaur-looking things in the water, and some big gigantic whale, like sky whale, that's floating around, and as you're going to see here in just a minute, obviously a lot of work was put into these areas, and you're going to see, when you see the Asmodean side here, you're going to see the same design elements repeated. But generally, I mean, if you take a look at the skins, the models, and like what's going on, I mean, it's not like they just copied and pasted it. It was it's obvious it was a very conscious decision on the designer's side to make these opening areas look similar, possibly because they wanted a lot of brand loyalty. And didn't want people rolling both Elyos and Asmodeans. They wanted them to pick a side, and as a result, they made it so that there really wasn't anything new to see. Here's the Asmodean side, jumping off the top of the city again. Again, we got, there's the lake, the dinosaur-looking, big gigantic dinosaur-looking elephant things or whatever. You've got a castle gate there, that's where it limits where you can fly in this opening area. And, you know, you got a circular city, you've got a lake going around it, and pretty much the same sort of thing, but obviously different skins, different designs. The city, the buildings aren't like sitting in the same spot. The buildings are different. They're laid out differently, and it was obvious that, I mean, it's obvious that they were made as to look similar, but as two totally separate cities. Like I said, it's not copying and pasting that's going on. It's definitely a design choice that was made by the developers.